Hare Krishna. So we'll start. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Girivardhari Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Girivardhari Yasodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Yasodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tiravanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jayo Prabhupada Jayo Prabhupada Jayo Prabhupada Jayo Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev Srila Prabhupada ki jai Katra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Hare Krishna. So today we'll be reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 4, verse number 9. This is about Maharaj Parikshit. The chapter is the arrival of Narad Muni. So I'll just share my screen and then we will go through it. So let me quickly share my screen here. So I'll say and then you say after me. Abhimanyu sutam suta
Abhimanyu-sutam Suta
Rahur Bhagavatotamam
Rahul Bhagavatomam
Janma Mahascharya
Tasya Janma Mahacharyam
Karmani cha Grinihinaha
Karmani Chagriha
Abhimanyu sutam suta
Abhimanyu-sutam Suta
Rahur Bhagavatotamam
Rahul Bhagavatomam
Tasya Janma Mahascharya
Tasya Janma Mahacharyam
Karmani cha Grinihina
Karmani Chagriha
Abhimanyu sutam suta
Abhimanyu-sutam Suta
Rahur Bhagavatotamam
Rahul Bhagavatomam
Tasya Janma Mahascharya
Tasya Janma Mahacharyam
Karmani cha Grinihina.
Karmani Chagriha.
Okay, translation by Srila Prabhupada. Thank you. It is said that Maharaj Parikshit is a great first-class devotee of the Lord and that his birth and activities are all wonderful. Please tell us about him. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. The birth of Maharaj Parikshit is wonderful because in the womb of his mother he was protected by the personality of Godhead Sri Krishna. His activities are also wonderful because he chastised Kali, who was attempting to kill a cow. To kill cow means to end human civilization. He wanted to protect the cow from being killed by the great representative of sin. His death is also wonderful because he got previous notice of his death, which is wonderful for any mortal being, and thus he prepared himself for passing away by sitting down on the bank of Ganges and hearing the transcendental activities of the Lord. During all the days he heard Bhagavatam, he did not take food or drink, nor did he sleep a moment. So everything about him is wonderful and his activities are worth hearing attentively. This desire is expressed herein to hear about him in detail. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Chakshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namah. Sri Chaitanya Manovistam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yutapadakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamsya Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajipam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Sri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padang Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhan Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vashavanu Devi Pranamami Haripriye Pancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubheva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangam Langaite Girim Yat Kripatamaham Vande Sri Guru Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanya Ishwaram Hari Om Tat Sat. Hare Krishna. So thank you for joining the class today. So here we are reading this chapter about the arrival of Narada Muni, appearance of Narada Muni. So what I'll do now is I'll just give you an overall situation in Bhagavatam where we are, even though you're hearing it every day, but it's always to do the recap. Even Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Abhyasena tu Kaunteya, that by abhyas, by practice, you actually become perfect. Bhagavatam also says Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Every day one should hear Bhagavatam in some form or the other. So when we do recap of Bhagavatam, it's always good, even though we know everything about it. So what's happening here is basically the plot, or the plot is being laid for Srimad Bhagavatam to be spoken. So in the first few chapters of Bhagavatam, the stage is set, and then finally Vyasadeva needs to write Srimad Bhagavatam. But for Srila Vyasadeva to write Srimad Bhagavatam, there needs to be a motivation. So that motivation is arrival of Narad Muni. So Bhagavatam has, officially Sukadeva Goswami doesn't speak Bhagavatam till second canto. But we are still in first canto in the early chapters, so we are just basically setting the stage for Srimad Bhagavatam. So Narad Muni is coming, and Vyasadeva is not in a state where he can describe all this, and he's disappointed with his life. Even after writing all the Vedas, Puranas, Itihasas, Samhitas, Mahabharata, everything he wrote down, and still he was not feeling satisfied. So then Narad Muni comes, and then he asks him, what is the reason? Well, actually, Vyasadeva asked him, what is the reason for my dissatisfaction? And then Narad Muni said, just because you've not described enough about the pastimes of the Supreme Lord, that's why you're feeling unsatisfied. So now you need to work on the most important part, which is basically the Vedanta. Vedanta is the Anta of Vedas, the conclusion of the Vedas. That's why our acharyas say the Srimad Bhagavatam is a natural commentary on Vedanta, because that's the only way Vyasadeva was satisfied with his work. He wrote all the Vedas, still not satisfied. He wrote Bhagavatam, he's satisfied. So it becomes a natural commentary on Vedanta. And our acharyas have given further commentaries on Srimad Bhagavatam. So this is basically setting the stage for Srimad Bhagavatam to be spoken. And in this particular verse, we're talking about the recipient of Srimad Bhagavatam, which is Sukadeva, Maharaj Parikshit. So now let's come to this verse. So this verse is saying, Abhimanyu sutam suta prahur bhagavato uttamaha tasya janma maha ascharyam karmani cha grinina. Basically, he's saying Abhimanyu suta, son of Abhimanyu, sutam suta, O Suta Goswami. Let's talk about Abhimanyu Suta, the recipient of Srimad Bhagavatam. Prahur Bhagavata Uttama. He is the topmost of the devotees. Bhagavata is a devotee and top. Uttama is the best. So Srila Prabhupada translates this as the first class devotee of the Lord. Tasya Janma Maha Ascharyam. His Janma is a Maha Ascharya. It's amazing, very wonderful how his birth is there, how his birth took place, and I'll cover that a little bit. Karmani cha grinihina, and Karmani also. His birth is wonderful, and so are his activities. Grini is to describe, and Na is to us. So his birth is wonderful, and his activities are wonderful. So please describe it to us. Now the question is, how is his birth wonderful, and how is his activities wonderful? So Prabhupada gives a very beautiful purport. It's a short purport. If you see, it's only one paragraph, but he summarized it very well. He's saying that when Ashwatthama was running for his life, well, before running for his life, when he was insulted by Pandavas and driven out of the camp, that's when he got so angry and so humiliated that actually he wanted to destroy the Pandava dynasty. He wanted to destroy anyways. By killing the 5 sons of Draupadi, his intention was to destroy the dynasty. Even though they cannot win over the Pandavas, but by destroying the children, they can stop the dynasty. That was his plan, but somehow that did not work well, and he was actually captured, he was humiliated, and he was disfigured, and then he was driven out of the camp. When that happened, then he got really angry and humiliated, so then he took the Brahmastra and attacked the baby in the womb of Uttara, who was pregnant, and she is wife of Abhimanyu, and Abhimanyu has passed away in the battlefield. So when Krishna was leaving after the battle is over, then Uttara came running to him, Pahi Pahi. So she was just pleading to Krishna to save him. She even pleaded that, please save my child. Even though I may be killed, I'm okay, but please save my child. When she said that to Krishna, Krishna was smiling, and then he went inside the womb, and actually he fought and destroyed the Brahmastra. So when he did that, the child inside the womb saw that someone come in. There is a bright flash of light, and he's fighting that light. He destroyed and he left. So Parikshit Maharaj is someone who physically saw Krishna in the womb of his mother before he's born. That's why his name became Parikshit. Parikshit is basically an examiner. So he's examining every person in this world after his birth to see where is that person who I saw in my mother's womb. His other name is Vishnu Rata. Vishnu Rata means one who is protected by Vishnu. So when he was born, I believe his name was actually Vishnu Rata. That's what they put his name. But because his activity was always he's looking for the person who he saw in the womb, after some time, you can say as a nickname or as a second name, his name became Parikshit, to the extent that that became his primary name, because his activities were very obvious that he is looking for someone who saw before. And he knew that was the Supreme Lord. So his birth is wonderful, because such things do not happen with ordinary people. How many people would have Krishna come and destroy some disease? Like many children have difficulty during birth, like the umbilical cord is stuck, right? Or some other complication is there. And most cases they either do surgery or they do something. But in how many cases would Krishna personally go inside and fix it? But in this particular case, Krishna personally came and destroyed the Brahmastra and then left. So his birth is definitely wonderful. His activities are wonderful because as soon as Lord Krishna left, now think about it. When Krishna left, Arjuna was in Dwarka. And then he came to Hastinapur after 7 or 8 months, something like that. It took him a long time to come back. And Yudhishthira Maharaj was worried that why is he not come back. So there's a whole detail around what happened. He came back. Yudhishthira Maharaj asked him many things. What happened? Why your face looks so morose. You're so like out of your luster. You don't look very happy. So he asked him many things. And finally he asked him, so what happened? Is it because your son, your friend has left this world? And then Arjuna confirmed. So as soon as Pandavas heard that Krishna has left, they thought there is no reason to live here anymore because he already saw symptoms of Kali. For example, he saw that the useful animals like cows, they were passing on his left. Useful animals like cows, they're passing on his left. Then donkeys, they were basically circumambulating him. So the animals which are not so useful, they're just going around him. Then the jackals are howling loudly and blowing fire from their mouth. Then he saw this shining of the stars was different. Then he saw twitching on the left thigh and left arm in his body. So he saw many symptoms. He also saw symptoms in just the overall behavior of the people, that they were more greedy, short-tempered. So he saw so many symptoms, and Narad Muni had already told him that time has come for Krishna to leave. So when he saw all this, and he did not see Arjuna coming for 7 months, he understood that time has come for Krishna to leave. Krishna has left. So Krishna left. Soon after that, they decided that since Krishna has gone, we don't want to live here anymore. And immediately, right away, without making any planning, they left towards north, towards Badrika Ashram, and they went there. So even a king like Yudhishthira does not want to live here when Krishna is not there. But Parikshit stayed, and not only Parikshit stayed, but he stayed very strong. That's why Prabhupada is describing in the purport that he punished the personality of Kali. Because Kali was beating up a bull, who is actually the personality of religion. So bull has 4 legs, the 4 principles of religion, and 3 of them were broken, and he was being beaten by a person who was dressed like a king. He was dark in color, but his activities were just like Sudras, worse than Sudras. And there was a cow there, and she was crying also. When Maharaj Parikshit got there, he saw that this is actually very unjust, very, very abominable that this person is beating. So he wanted to kill him. And that was the personality of Kali. So when we say personality of Kali, that means that all the symptoms of Kali are manifest in that person completely. So even the personality of Kali became scared of him, fearful, and then asked him to please spare him. So when an ideal king is pleaded to be spared for life, then that king would spare the life. There are rules in Manu Samhita where it says that in a battlefield, certain people cannot be killed. For example, women, old people, children, fighter or the opponent without weapon, or a opponent which is running away or pleading for his life. There are many things which are described about the rules of battlefield. It's not like today where you go behind something, work as a sniper, and you kill people and call it a success. These rules in today's age are actually worse than Kali Yuga rules, just kill no matter what. But in those days there were rules, So what was I going to say? I lost my train of thought. There's some important point I wanted to mention.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Prabhuji, you were mentioning about the Kali wanted to be saved by Parikshit Maharaj.
Yeah, thank you. So Kali, the Kali personality of Kali, he pleaded that please leave me alone, and Parikshit Maharaj spared her, knowing that this is the person who's going to destroy the future of the world. But because he pleaded, so Maharaj Parikshit actually spared Kali and told him, you can live only in 4 places: Dyutam, Panam, Stri, Shuna. These are the 4 places where if these things are going on, then you can live there. So this is all about Maharaj Parikshit. That's why I'm focusing on that point. So Dyutam is basically gambling, Panam is drinking, Stri is prostitution, illicit sex, and Shuna is eating animals, the meat, flesh of animals. So that's why in our ISKCON movement, the only thing we are required to follow is like a hard commitment. Other things you may or may not do. For example, if you don't go for Bhagavatam, okay. If you do not do service, there are so many things which are optional. It's good for you, it will help you, but it's not an absolute requirement. What is an absolute requirement is chanting certain number of rounds every day and following 4 regulative principles. That is something we don't compromise on, and that's basically a hard requirement. If you want to be a committed member of ISKCON, these 4 things have to be avoided, and these 4 things are coming right from the activities of Parikshit Maharaj. Parikshit Maharaj is the one who defined and described these 4 prohibitions, and that's what we follow today. So if you want to say that there's one thing we follow and learn from Parikshit Maharaj every day, that's what we do. These 4 regulatory principles: Dyutam, Panam, Stri, and Shuna. So he punished the Kali, and then he was asked for pardon, and then finally he said, okay, you can live in these 4 places where these activities are going on. But during that time, under Maharaj Parikshit, these activities were practically non-existent. Today they are everywhere. Everywhere means everywhere. Just look around your neighborhood, look around grocery store, look at work. No matter where you go, Dyutam, Panam, Stri, Shuna, you will see every single place. You'll rarely see a place which is clean, but every place has these things going on. But during that time, because it was just the beginning of Kali Yuga, this wasn't happening. So then Kali said, well, in your kingdom, there's nothing like that. So where do I go? Then he said, okay, well, there is gold. So wherever there's gold, then you can go, because wherever there's gold, there is greed. So he said, okay, you can sit in a place where there's gold, which indicates a lot of wealth. That's why you see wealthy people in Kali Yuga are, they do not have a good character for the most part. They are the ones who break the rules more than others because they have the facility and they feel they're entitled to do so. So then Kali was awarded his 5th position, 5th place, which is presence of gold. And that's when this whole thing was settled. So that's the activity of Maharaj Parikshit. I'm going through these things quickly because we only have half an hour. So I'm going to say one more thing and then we'll wrap up. Then the next wonderful activity of Parikshit Maharaj was his hearing of Srimad Bhagavatam, which Prabhupada is also describing in this purport. He got a 7-day notice, which is also very wonderful because most people, they do not get any notice. Even if they are about to die, we don't know how long they're going to live before they die. Even a person is critically ill in the hospital, doctors give you a rough idea. It might be 1 day, 2 days, 7 days, but they cannot say for sure when the person is going to leave. Only when it's about few breaths left and you see certain changes in the body, that's when you know that is going to be happening very soon. Otherwise, people do not know when we're going to die. Nobody knows. But here he was given 7 days notice. So when he told Sukadeva Goswami that I have 7 days, Sukadeva Goswami was just so comfortable. He told them nothing to worry, 7 days is plenty of time. People don't know, even they have 7 minutes. He said there's plenty of time. You sit, I'm going to speak Bhagavatam, and then at the end of 7 days, you will be ready for that situation. So 7 days he sat down, he did not drink anything, he did not eat anything. There was no sleep also. Not only for him, for all the audience, including Sutta Goswami. No sleeping, no eating, nothing. For 7 days sitting on the bank of Ganges, Sukadeva Goswami came, he spoke, and he left. And that's how Srimad Bhagavatam was spoken. Maharaj Parikshit was completely self-realized. After that, just before his death, his mother Uttara came. Because I believe Uttara was not there when Bhagavatam was spoken, and she asked him to summarize everything he heard. Well, he heard everything in 7 days. How can he summarize in few minutes? So he spoke the gist in what we call today is the Brihad Bhagavatamrita. If you read that book, in the beginning it says, this is basically the summary of Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam is summary of Vedanta, and Brihad Bhagavatamrita is summary of Srimad Bhagavatam because it was spoken by Parikshit Maharaj to his mother Uttara. So that episode happened, and after that, Takshaka, who was the snake bird who came and then it destroyed the body of Maharaj Parikshit, but he was completely just undisturbed, not disturbed at all. And then at the end of 7 days, he went back to Krishna, his eternal abode. That's what he was looking for anyways. So he got his Paramagati. So with that, we'll conclude. It's 6:57. If there are any questions or comments, we can quickly address those. Was it clear, the whole description about the activities of Maharaj Parikshit?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay.
Yes, very, very clear. Thank you.
Okay. Any questions, any comments?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Prabhuji, what is that book name you said? Maharaj Parikshit gives summary to his mother.
Brihad Bhagavatamrita.
Okay.
It is written by Sanatan Goswami, and it has been presented very nicely by ISKCON devotee Prabhupada disciple Gopi Parandhan Prabhu, and it has been published by ISKCON BBT. So it's like a bona fide book.
Okay.
Many stalwart devotees have appreciated the presentation of that book.
Okay. Thank you.
Oh, this is
Huh? Did someone say something?
No, I thought of asking the book name to purchase. I think someone is already displayed, maybe.
Yeah, Brihad Bhagavatamrita. If nobody has questions, I'll tell you about the writer. Is any question?
Sorry, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, one question. As you mentioned, Kali, the personality of Kali immediately entered into the goal. So, can you just elaborate a bit, where he entered first and
So what that means is that wherever there's a lot of gold, there will be hypocrisy, there will be fighting, and there will be basically vices. These qualities will be there. And you see most of the wealthy people are the ones who are indulged in drinking and meat eating and any of this prostitution. Is very prevalent in rich people because they have money. In the olden days, if people were rich, they were virtuous, they will build temples, they will give charity, they will do so many things which was a good use of money. But these days, rich people, you ask them for $10, they hesitate, but they'll spend $1,000 on something which is totally useless. So that's what it means, because gold is a precious metal. So wherever there's gold, there is wealth. Gold is a sign of wealth, basically. Even in our culture, if a lady is wearing a lot of gold, that's a sign that the family is wealthy. So when there's a lot of gold, there's a lot of wealth. And where there is wealth in Kali Yuga, that's where these 4 activities are very prevalent. That's why you see America as a wealthy country, but this is the country which is killing cow more than anywhere else. So that's what it means. The Kali Yuga will reside where the gold is, because gold indicates wealth. Does it make sense?
Yes, thank you, Prabhuji. Yeah.
Okay, so I think it's 7 o'clock. I was going to say something about Priyat Bhagavatamrita because I think we're already on time. So I think we can conclude here. Is there any last questions? Okay. Well, actually, let me say quickly. So,
Hare
is it Gopika Parandan Prabhu? This Gopikanta Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu. Please
Okay,
carry
Prabhu.
on.
Go ahead, Prabhu.
You can conclude in a minute.
Oh, okay. Just a minute. So, Gopi Parandhan Prabhu, he's the one who presented Brihad Bhagavatamrita. I saw him many times. He has passed away many years ago, but before that, in Mayapur Parikrama and his interactions with our Guru Maharaj, I have seen he was very close to His Holiness Jayapataka Maharaj. In Parikrama, I have seen him play with each other, tease each other. He used to send his son. Gopi Parandan Prabhu would send his son, he was like a teenager boy, to go touch Jayapataka Guru Maharaj's lotus feet, and Guru Maharaj will not let him touch. So they would play. He would run, he would chase Guru Maharaj will run, and then they were just playing so much, and they had such beautiful relationship. And Gopi Parandan Prabhu, when he wrote Bhagavatamrita, even devotees like Aindra Prabhu, he said that this is one of the best. Like the way he's presented, everything is presented so fluid, like the whole flow is so natural about his commentary. And he collected his commentary from many books and presented it nicely. There are 2 parts to it. One is about Journey of a Brahmana, and the other is about Gopakumar. Journey of a Brahmana looking for the best devotee, and Gopakumar going through all these planets in the universe to see what is the best place. So that's the summary and something about the writer. So I think I'll conclude at this point. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Granth Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much. Let's thank His Grace Nanda Kumar Prabhu. Even in his busy schedule, he is continuously giving his association for us. Let's thank him by chanting 3 times Hari Bol for delivering wonderful Bhagavatam class. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari
Hari
Bol.
Bol.
We wish you a very happy Krishna conscious day ahead. And this week we are celebrating Govardhan Puja on Sunday. On Saturday, we are celebrating virtual Srila Prabhupada's disappearance day. Srila Prabhupada disappeared on October 25th on Holy Kartik month. So, in that remembrance, we will try to memorize, try to express our gratitude, how Srila Prabhupada impacted our lives. So, I request all of you prepare few words. You can offer your gratitude, Srila Prabhupada, on that day. It will be a virtual session. We will celebrate Srila Prabhupada's disappearance day on 25th October, Saturday. 26th October, Sunday, we are celebrating Govardhan Puja. Possible to express your love towards Giri Govardhan and Lord Krishna. So, with that, we'll conclude. Let's offer our prayers to Lord Narasimhadeva for the complete protection of our congregation and entire world. Ugram Veeram Mahavishnam Jalantam Sarvatomukham Narasimham Bhishanam Badram Mutyormutyam Namamyaham Ugram Veeram Mahavishnam Jalantam Sarvatomukham Narasimham Bhishanam Badram Mutyormutyam Namamyaham Ugram Veeram Mahavishnam Jalantam Sarvatomukham Narasimham Bhishanam Badram Mutyormutyam Namamyaham. नरसिम्हा भगवान की जय, प्रहलाद महाराज की जय। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Rama
Hare
Rama
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare Rama
Hare Krishna,
Rama,
Krishna
Rama
Krishna,
Rama
Hare Hare,
Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bhagavan Sri Krishna Paramatma ki
Jai.
jai. Amal Puranam Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
Jai.
Thank you very much. We will see you all tomorrow morning 6:30 a.m. Bhagavatam class.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you.